Hello, this is my final presentation for my final calculator application project. I'll get right into it. The idea behind the calculator that I wanted to come up with, I wanted it to be something that I could see myself using. So I decided to create a calculator design that would subtract bill amounts from a paycheck amount and show a remaining balance. And that would also allow users to track which bills had been paid. So the calculator would be used in a budget capacity. It would work a lot like Excel, and it would be really easy for users to use with each paycheck. It's ideal for probably teenagers, young adults, and adults who may need the budgeting help, who may actually be living paycheck to paycheck and would really use that. So like I said, mid to late teens, users starting their first jobs, just getting into budgeting, mid to late 20s, maybe they have trouble budgeting or being financially mindful, and maybe even late 20s, early 30s, or even seniors who just need a new, simple way to keep track of their bills and their spending from check to check would probably use this application. So here are some of my sketches. I initially wanted to keep the design really minimal, but as I progressed in my sketches, as you can see, I ended up adding a little bit more that I realized I would probably want to see in the overall design. With my user testing, I kind of stuck to who I thought would most likely use the app. So as you can see, I have the mid to late 20s and the late teens, and went back to them pretty constantly for their feedback. This was the first prototype that I came up with. I thought that it was really simple, and then as I started thinking about it, as I got more and more feedback, I realized that it probably wasn't, so I ended up with a redesign, which I think is a lot cleaner, more straightforward. When you look between the two, obviously there are some major changes. The logo is less important, the information is more important, and I used a lot more convention in my symbols and in the little images, so that it wasn't taking up so much space with buttons and explanations that weren't really necessary. So I'll just show you how it worked real quick. We'll just go ahead and click anywhere, and it takes us to our new budget screen. So in this case, I would have already entered one, and I could go up here and click to edit this and say I change the name, and I could also add a new entry here, enter it there, could delete or edit any of these entries as we go, and our calculator of course is subtracting from this remaining balance here at the bottom, which is the biggest reason that a user would want to use this app. They would want that final number to know where they are in their budgeting. So if they wanted to maybe click up here in the menu, you can see they have their current list, which is the screen we were seeing. We could start a new list, or we could go to the history, which is what we're going to do next. We'll go to the history. So this was that budget that we were just looking at. And if we wanted to click on the link, it would take us back. Or we could go back to our menu and go to a new list. A new list. And we would have a new budget to start with. And of course, the calculator would reset to 0, and that would be our overall budget. Now, this new design works better because the information is the forefront of the design. My user testing showed that it was much easier for my users to focus on the purpose of the app and to use it than it had been before, because there aren't as many buttons, there aren't as many things to click around on and see. There's a definite hierarchy of information. We have a title. Starting balance is about to change because we're paying bills, so it's small. Our bills will be kept in a neat list. We can check them off as we go, as we pay, and then we have this remaining balance. and it's clear and obvious, and it works a lot better than it did before. So that's my final design. Thank you.